Why hello and welcome from wherever you join me today. Yes, it's me again, Jim Black from the Three Hats Stage Media channel, trying to bring entertaining content media to all the world's stages. This is a Pause for Thought edition where I review one of my favourite movies, see what messages we can take from it, and how we could use those insights in today's busy lives. All the movies I review come from over the past several decades, some you may know and some you may not. They're from a book or screenplay, have a great cast and a fantastic soundtrack. As you can see from the lightbox to my side, today's movie is no exception. It's Sunshine on Leith from 2013. It's based on the songs of Charlie and Craig Reid, the Proclaimers, and it's adapted for the screen by Stephen Greenhorn, who puts it into some sort of musical order. The cast is really good too. You've got George Mackay, he plays Davy, and you'll recognise him from the recent blockbuster 1917 as Lance Corporal Schofield. You've got Kevin Guthrie, he plays Ali, and you may know him from the Netflix series The English Game. You've got Freya Maver, she plays Liz, and you'll know her because she was in The Lady in a Car with Glasses and a Gun, maybe a review for future. Jane Horrocks, she plays Jean, and she's a voice in Teletubbies as well, but she's also in Little Voice, as well as Absolutely Fabulous as Bubbles. The great English actor Peter Mullen plays Rab, and he's been in many movies, but he's just right for every part that he plays. So I ask, is it right? We're all on our way from misery to happiness today. And is it really 500 miles to get there? Let's get into this movie, review and find out. Relationships must be one of the most difficult things in the world. After all, it's two people coming together from different backgrounds, different experiences, and trying to get on with each other and form one relationship. As many of you will know, it's difficult at times, but the majority of the time it's good because the common interest is that you both like each other. In this movie, we're going to follow 3 relationships and we're going to see if they can get from misery to happiness. And we're also going to find out if 500 miles is really the distance that you need to go, or do you need to keep going every day to make sure that that relationship lasts? Let's follow the relationship of the 3 couples as we see them through the story being told within this movie. Let's get into the plot. Another one of my favourite movies, and that pile is getting so big now. It's a great movie, and it starts with the 2 friends, the main characters, Davy and Ali, in the army, somewhere in Afghanistan or Iraq, somewhere like that, in a convoy. They joined the army when they were old enough and they've been friends since they were very little. It's to give the idea that things could go wrong because as they're driving along in the convoy, it stops. And that's the time that very often things do go wrong, when things stop. You know, the representation as in it's the army, it doesn't have to mean that. It can mean for all of us. Anyway, they're coming to the end of their tour and it's time to get discharged because they've served their time. We see them next, walking through the streets, heading back to their hometown of Leith, and they're singing From Misery to Happiness Today. It's a great little scene and it's really comical in a way. They've talked a little bit about what they want. Davy doesn't really know, but he wants to get home and see his mum Jean, his dad Rab and his sister Liz. Now Ali, his friend, also wants to get home and see Liz, his sister, because they're in a long-term relationship and he wants to pop the question to her, because after all he's been out there for a long time and that's what he thinks that she would want. But we'll have to see if it is as we go through this movie review. They split up and they agree to meet up that evening at the pub. This is another great song by the Proclaimers and it's acted out well with all the gang that are there to celebrate their homecoming. Liz is there with her best friend Yvonne, they both work at the hospital, and obviously the lads are there as well. Ali and Liz sneak off, so Davy is left with Yvonne, who he thinks, she's quite nice actually, and believe it or not, she thinks the same about him. There is another relationship that we're looking at, and that's the relationship between the parents, Rab and Jean, because relationships aren't exclusive to the young. We grow, we become one, we separate, we become one, and that's what life's about, especially relationships. But what could possibly go wrong there, you ask? They're coming up to their 25th wedding anniversary. There's going to be a big party. Ali sees that as a moment that he can get down on one knee as well and propose to Liz. But will she accept it? You'll have to wait and see. As the story moves on towards that big do, we see the relationship grow, which is brand new between Davy and Yvonne. We see how that changes from good to bad and from bad to good. But again, you've got to wait till the end of the movie before I tell you any more, if at all I do. There's some really good musical scenes, as well as some scenes without music, just to say, between when we first meet everybody to the big do of the 25th wedding anniversary. There's a particularly good scene in one of the pubs where Ali decides to tell Davy that he's got a ring and he's going to propose to his sister. He's over the moon, and when they sing Let's Get Married, which is a fabulous song by the Proclaimers, and they're dancing around a pub with the landlord and the landlady, it's just one of those scenes. Again, worth watching just for that. So everything's set. Relationships have grown. Davy and Yvonne have moved in with each other. They want to get on with each other and they want a life together because they're connected. They've got things in common, as we all do when we first meet people. So if you remember, I told you about the relationship of the older people, the parents. Well, there's a funeral. It's a sad occasion, and it's one of Rab's old girlfriends from many years ago. But this is where he finds that he's got a daughter. Now, what could be difficult about that? It should be a celebration. It should be happy. But if you do the maths, you'll find out that her age and the length of time that Rab has been married to Jean doesn't quite work out. So what could possibly go wrong there? It's the night of the big event, the 25th wedding anniversary. There's an absolutely great rendition of Jean, which is another song by the Proclaimers, and it's sang by Rab to his wife Jean. Yes, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Everybody's there, everybody's dancing, everybody's having a good time. Ali decides to propose to Liz, but she's not happy because she's just found out that her dad has got another daughter. Jean, his wife, is not very happy because she's found out the age. So what could possibly go wrong now? The only people getting on that seem to be getting on, Davy and Yvonne. But nothing could go wrong there, surely. So here's a quick recap. We've got 3 relationships. They were all at the start of something, or in the middle of something, or even well into something. But as we're now at this point of the movie, which is coming towards the end, so the spoiler alerts are going off, and you remember, I never give the ends away, although it's going to be difficult in this one, we see the relationships have all fragmented. They've all broken in some way. So Liz has told Ali, no, don't want to get married. My life isn't over yet. Because that's what she thinks, marriage is the end. Then you've got Yvonne and Davy. She wants to go back to England, so he tells her to. But he won't go with her. That's a bit odd, because you should go with anybody, anywhere, if your relationship is that good. Then you've also got this thing that's happened between Rab and Jean. Everything's been split up. Everything's in pieces. What could possibly join them all back together? Apart from the songs of Proclaimers, of course. Not long after the big do, Rab and Jean are very upset with each other. Rab is on his way back to the apartment. He's climbing the stairs and he collapses. He has a heart attack. This is a worrying time for everybody because he can't talk to anybody because he's unconscious. So the things that are going on behind the scenes are what we would all be doing. Worrying, thinking, contemplating, all those things. So what will happen to all those relationships? Will they all end up in some sort of mutual place where everybody's happy again? Or will it all fall apart? If you watch the movie, you'll find out. But I hope you do watch it because it really is good. It's a sing-along movie with lots of things going on that'll just make you smile. Relationships need working at. That's all I can say. If you want a good relationship, you've got to build it, but keep building it and keep enjoying it. Keep it happy, stay friends, talk to each other, all those sort of things. And if something's not right, or you're not happy with something, you should be telling each other as well to see if you can work it out. You may not find a solution, but you know, sometimes you will. It is a long road. It is more than 500 miles, and there is always misery to happiness, but sometimes it goes backwards and forwards quite a lot. Keep walking those miles and see how far you can get, and when you need to go a bit further, keep going. The trivia in this movie is really good. The first bit I've got for you is when they were singing at the very start of the movie, walking through the streets in full army uniform, I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. They're walking along and they pass a doorway and there's two men come out and they sort of have to lean backwards and stumble round them. And those two men are Charlie and Craig Reed. Yes, the Proclaimers. The two pubs I talk about in the movie, one is the Griffin Bar and one's the Saracen's Head. Now they're nowhere near Leith or even Edinburgh. They're both in Glasgow, but they were used because they suited the movie. Did you know that Sunshine on Leith, written by the boys, is the song that Hibernian Football Club sing all the time at matches and things like that? And you know why? Because Charlie and Craig are massive Hibernian football fans. The final bit of trivia I've got for you on this movie is that the chase scene at the end, where Davy is chasing after Yvonne to try and stop things and sort things out, you'll see him running down steps and jumping over a car bonnet. These are a tribute to Trainspotting, which is also a big Scottish movie shot in the same places. I hope you've enjoyed this movie review. If you want to know where my thoughts and inspirations come from, please click on the links in the bio below and they'll take you for a closer look. If you want to subscribe to our channel and join our community, then please hit the button and also strike the bell if you want to know when the next one's uploaded, and that'll let you know. Comments are always welcome, so please leave one and I'll get back to you as and when I can. I've been Jim Black for the Three Hats Stage Media channel for this edition of Pause for Thought. See you again soon.